$44.8 billion for mayonnaise. I read that press release 3 times looking for a typo.
It's a massive premium, but you're missing the big picture. They're building a global flavor empire.
Nate, they don't even expect this to close until mid-2027. My dog will be in college by then.
Okay, the timeline is brutal. I'll give you that.
Shareholders agree with me. The stock tanked 6% this morning. Let's see if McCormick's recipe actually works. The rundown.
$1 billion for liquid meals? I just want to pause and appreciate that Danone looked at tech bros drinking beige sludge and said, yes, we need to own this.
Hey, Huel has solid margins, but $1 billion is a steep price for something that tastes like dusty oatmeal.
Spoken like someone who actually eats solid food.
Moving on to pharma, because they are spending money like it is going out of style. Biogen is buying Apellis for $5.6 billion.
And Eli Lilly is grabbing Centessa up to $47 a share. That stock jumped 47% on the news. Big Pharma is just printing cash and throwing it at biotech pipelines right now.
Which is exactly why I hate these valuations. Lilly is paying a massive premium for a pipeline that might not even pan out. Look at the historical clinical trial failure rates. It is reckless capital allocation.
Oh, come on. It is not reckless. It is survival. If Lilly does not pay that premium, someone else will. You cannot model out a pipeline with a spreadsheet, Maya. You are buying a lottery ticket that could secure your revenue for the next decade.
I can absolutely model it out, Nate. And the math on a 47% premium implies perfection, which never happens in biotech.
Fine, let us look at something you can model. Ecolab buying Coolidge Systems, $4.75 billion.
Now this I actually love. Data center cooling, everyone is buying AI chips, but Ecolab is buying the company that keeps those servers from literally catching fire. Classic picks and shovel strategy.
It is a smart pivot. And speaking of pivots, Rip City Rising just officially took a majority stake in the Portland Trail Blazers.
Wait, really? Did they release the enterprise value on that?
Not yet, but you know I am digging for it. Sports multiples are completely detached from reality anyway, so you would probably hate it.
Fair point. Speaking of things detached from reality, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. McCormick.
$44.8 billion for Unilever's food business. I almost choked on my coffee when I saw the press release.
The market choked on it too. McCormick beat Q1 earnings, but the stock still dropped 6%. Investors are looking at that price tag, and they are looking at the timeline.
Mid-2027.
Exactly. A 3-year close for a food merger? I want to pull up the preliminary regulatory filings and see exactly what kind of antitrust nightmare they are expecting, because that timeline is absurd.
We should break down those numbers because I actually think the market is getting this one wrong. The big one. $44.8 billion for mustard and mayonnaise. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the sheer scale of this grocery cart.
It is not just condiments, Nate. They are calling it a $20 billion global flavor powerhouse. But honestly, the market reaction tells you everything you need to know about this pitch.
Down 6%.
Exactly. McCormick beat their Q1 earnings expectations. Handily, I might add. Normally you announce a beat and a massive acquisition and the stock pops. Here, investors took one look at that price tag and hit the sell button.
I think you are being entirely too harsh. Look at the big picture. Look at the strategic fit. McCormick owns the spice rack. Unilever owns the rest of the pantry. You put them together, and you are negotiating with Walmart and Kroger from a position of absolute power. As a former banker, I look at this and see pure, beautiful leverage.
Oh, there is the banker talking. Pure, beautiful leverage. You know what else is pure leverage? The massive debt they are going to take on to fund a $45 billion buyout.
It is a defensive play, Maya. If you do not buy scale, you get eaten alive by store brands.
Okay, but let's talk about the timeline. Did you catch the expected close date buried in the footnotes?
Mid-2027.
Mid-2027. Nate, that is 3 years from now. Do you know how many things can go wrong in 3 years?
Regulators are slow. That is just the reality of doing a cross-border mega deal right now. You have to appease Washington, London, Brussels.
No, 3 years isn't just slow. 3 years is an eternity in this market. Interest rates could do absolutely anything. Consumer taste could completely shift. We could all be drinking our meals by then. Speaking of which, Danone just bought Huel for $1 billion, so maybe we actually will be.
Okay, fair point on the Huel deal, but McCormick is locking up cash flows that have been stable for a century. People aren't going to stop buying black pepper and Hellmann's mayonnaise.
I am not saying the assets are bad, I am saying the structure is a massive risk. You are locking up your capital structure and management focus until the next presidential administration, maybe the one after that. Shareholders despise uncertainty, and a 36-month closing window is nothing but a giant black box of uncertainty.
I respectfully disagree. I still think $20 billion in combined revenue justifies the wait. They are building a moat made of garlic powder and bouillon cubes. It is practically impenetrable.
I can't believe you just said a moat made of garlic powder with a straight face.
It works. The analogies write themselves today. I'm telling you, if they can actually pull off the integration, they win the grocery store.
That is a very big if. And while McCormick is stuck in regulatory purgatory for the next 36 months, Big Pharma is out here closing deals and actually getting rewarded for it by the market.
Oh, you were talking about the biotech feeding frenzy. Biogen throwing down $5.6 billion for Apellis. Voices. I was reading the analyst notes this morning on McCormick, and the consensus is brutal. They're calling out that 6% stock drop as a massive red flag. Investors are looking at that $44.8 billion price tag and basically saying, no, thank you.
Well, it's not just the price tag, it's that ridiculous timeline. Mid-2027. Do you know how many macro cycles we could go through by then?
Exactly, but I actually think the market is overreacting. McCormick just posted a really strong Q1. They have the cash flow. Buying Unilever's food business makes them a $20 billion flavor juggernaut.
A juggernaut carrying a mountain of debt. Come on, Nate. You know a 3-year close means regulators are going to drag them through the mud. The analysts are right to be skeptical. I read the footnotes on their synergy projections, and they assume flawless execution. When has a $45 billion food merger ever had flawless execution?
Fair point. The Kraft Heinz ghost still haunts the grocery aisles.
Exactly.
But contrast that skepticism with what we're seeing in biotech. The notes on Eli Lilly's play for Centessa are wild. They're offering $47 a share. Industry watchers are just shrugging, saying, yep, that's the going rate for a decent pipeline right now.
$47 a share, which triggered a 47% rally for Centessa. I love when the math lines up perfectly.
Big Pharma is panic buying. It's like me at Costco before a snowstorm, just grabbing every promising biotech asset off the shelf, regardless of price.
I wouldn't call it panic. Lilly has the balance sheet to be aggressive. They're just pricing out the competition.
Paying a massive premium to rush a deal is the definition of a panic buy, Maya.
It's a strategic moat, but speaking of panic, I want to look at the proxy drama brewing in the mining sector.
Oh, the Eldorado gold mess.
Glass Lewis just officially opposed their takeover of foreign mining, which makes me wonder what other deals might hit a sudden brick wall this week. Spill the tea.
Okay, explain to me how TPG and T-Mobile end up in the same rumor mill for Unity Group. It feels like a Mad Libs of M&A.
Right. I saw that Unity stock jump and immediately started digging. You have a massive private equity shop and a wireless carrier circling a telecom real estate investment trust.
It makes total sense if you step back. T-Mobile is desperate for more fiber footprint to back up their 5G narrative. Unity has the actual physical assets. TPG just smells a distressed valuation they can flip.
I don't buy that T-Mobile wants to own REI outright. Look at their balance sheet. They don't want the headache of managing legacy infrastructure assets. If anything, TPG buys it and leases the choice cuts back to T-Mobile.
See, I disagree. T-Mobile has the cash right now. Why pay rent to TPG when you can just buy the landlord?
Because the landlord's plumbing is a mess. I will bet you a coffee right now that if a deal happens, it's a joint venture, not a straight buyout by T-Mobile.
Deal. I like my coffee expensive. Speaking of messes, did you see Glass Lewis officially telling Eldorado Gold shareholders to vote no on the foreign mining takeover?
Oh, I love it when proxy advisors wake up and choose violence. Management always thinks these mid-tier mining deals will just sail through unchecked.
As a former banker, proxy advisors are the absolute worst. You spend months modeling synergies, you get the boards to agree, and then some analyst at Glass Lewis just says, nope, we don't like the premium.
Maybe the premium was actually garbage, Nate.
It's the mining sector. The premiums are mostly vibes anyway. Speaking of garbage, we also have GFL Environmental quietly trying to close a deal for a Texas waste operator before anyone notices.
Garbage deals, literally.
Exactly. We will see if that Unity rumor turns into an actual term sheet tomorrow. Plus, we need to stalk the regulatory dockets for McCormick's first antitrust filings on that massive Unilever merger and see if GFL finally confirms that Texas buyout. Tomorrow's radar.
I'm refreshing the SEC portal tomorrow morning specifically for the McCormick filings. If they think they can swallow Unilever's food business without massive antitrust concessions, they're delusional.
Delusional? Or just playing the long game? They set a mid-2027 close date. That's 3 years of regulatory ping pong. They built the headache right into the timeline.
Investors don't care about the timeline. The stock dropped 6% because the $44.8 billion price tag is absurd.
I think it's a smart premium, but keep your eyes on Unity Group tomorrow. The whispers are getting loud. TPG or T-Mobile might actually formalize a bid.
T-Mobile buying a telecom REIT? Oh, come on. I'll believe that when I see the actual term sheet.
You never believe a rumor until the ink is dry.
It saves me from looking stupid. Also watch GFL Environmental. They're quietly closing a Texas waste management deal. Trash is cash, Nate.
Trash is cash. A beautiful sentiment to end on. Catch you all tomorrow.